So initial 1 year, I really struggled. Okay, I had a good knowledge of, I could read, I could understand, but I could not speak. It was really, really difficult situation for me. I was not able to moot. I was not able to debate. I was uh, nothing. Like, it seemed like most of law schools, great opportunities are shut to me because I cannot speak good English. So what do I do about that? Next thing I did was I took some movies. Okay, I started watching English movies. The idea first, I stopped speaking anything else. Like, I immersed myself in speaking English. In college, if people spoke to me in Hindi or Bengali, I will reply back in English because I made a rule for myself that I will not speak in anything other than English. Okay, and people made fun of me, whatever. Some of the Bengali friends were really pissed off, but I said that, sorry, please help me out here. I need to speak in English only, and by speaking English all the time, that's how I'm going to learn. So I read about this theory that if you immerse your brain into language, then you learn faster. And I used to speak really, as I caught myself speaking the wrong thing, I will stop and I will correct myself in mid sentence. Okay, I still do it. You might have noticed. I will say something wrong and I'll stop myself and I'll correct it. And that was a very good habit. That really helped. But what really breakthrough came to me, really breakthrough, like when I really started progress really happening really fast, was when I started watching these movies. So what I'll do is I'll take a James Bond movie and I'll watch it from beginning till the end. Okay. So I watched all the James Bond movies ever that way. There's some 30, 35 movies. I watched all of them from all of them. And that time I had to go to library because we did not have access to downloading movies and all this Prime and everything. And I used to get movies with subtitles. And then I will watch the whole thing once. Then the second time, I thought that I'll apply the same theory that I applied with my book reading. And how can I do that here? So what I did is that I watched the movie and I rewatched the movie again. And I paused the dialogue every time and I spoke it aloud. So if it's like, if I'm watching, imagine James Bond, and James Bond is saying, say Goldfinger, there's a very famous dialogue. Goldfinger tells James Bond, the villain, no, Mr. Bond, you die. Okay, so I will pause it and I'll say it like Goldfinger, no, Mr. Bond, you die. So, and then I'll play it again, and whatever next dialogue is there, I'll pause again and I'll say it myself. Now, what I did is that by saying these sentences again and again, I trained my brain to speak. Okay, I taught myself to speak those sentences, and then I saw a massive improvement in my English speaking because my brain was processing all this information. And our brain is very powerful. You have no idea how powerful your brain is. It's just that we don't use it most of the time. So when I did this, my English speaking went from almost not being able to speak, mumbling and fumbling in every sentence, to coherently speaking. So much that I won moots. Okay, I won, like, once I started doing this, major improvement in speaking. I go and speak well before judges and win moots. And then I got into the international moot team of my college, which was very hard to get in. And then I went and represented my university in Hong Kong. I represented my university in Oxford, represented my university in NLS Bangalore in arbitration moot, went up to the semi-finals. So from somebody who could not speak, I became a very good speaker. And not only that, even later, like, I was able to take classes in English, speaking English like for hours. Now that happened only because I did these practices. Now remember this, that most people think that learning English is very, very hard. It requires to go to class. It requires you to go and do some crazy things. But I'll tell you, in my life, the reason I was able to learn English is because I made it simpler, because I made it really accessible for myself, and I gave it time within my my schedule, right? So there was a time when I was before the law entrance, I took a drop year, so I passed my class 12. In that year, I got into NUJs in the waiting list. I did not join because I thought I will give myself 1 year to learn English. I was clear that English is that much important that better than joining law school that year, I will take a drop year, learn English, and then give law entrances again. Next time, the first time I was in waiting list, and second time I got through NUJs as one of the top, top of. I was second topper in the whole country. Okay. Now this was a difference. You give yourself time. So I gave myself 1 year of time to learn English. So I learned vocabulary. I learned this. I'm sure most of you are not in a position in life to just stop everything and do this for 1 year, right? I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying that even when I got into NUJs, then I got very busy with the whole thing. I was having to do my academics and I had my work. I was not only doing academics, I was also working side by side. I didn't have a lot of time. So what I did is that within the time that I had, I made rules for myself to be engaged in that activity. So what kind of I give you an example. I will not speak in any language other than English to anybody. It helped that I was in a hostel. If I was at home, it would be a little more difficult. But okay, not at home, but everywhere else you can speak in English. I did not watch any Hindi movie. I did not watch any Bengali movie. I watched only English movies. I didn't listen to any other music, a different thing. I would only play English music because everything, English, immersed myself in English. Immersion, total immersion in the language. That helps your brain to pick up that language. Okay, the more you expose yourself, so this you can do for yourself, that okay, for 1 year, I'm not going to watch any other movie. Every time I can make time, I'll only watch things in English. Everywhere I get a chance, I'll only speak in English. I am only going to listen to English entertainment, English book, everything English, right? That would be a game changer. You do that for 1 year, 2 years, it doesn't happen overnight. But if you do it for a year or 2 years, I assure you, you will see drastic improvements. Second thing is that you can make simple rule that every day I am going to learn 10 new words, not more, 10 new words. 10 is also too much. You can say I learned 2 new words. That's also enough. If you start, I will learn 2 new words every day. It's a way to get used to the learning phase. And once you do, you can increase it 10, 20, and then you can be rapidly learning a lot. Okay. Once it becomes a habit, it's very easy. Once you have learned 2 words every day for 1 month, you can make it 5, 10, then you stick to the habit. It will be easier for you. So start small. The third thing is that read books, watch movies, repeat. Do not read one book only one time. Do not watch one movie only one time. Repeat. Repetition is the key. If you don't repeat, the effect won't happen. Okay. If you repeat, it will be great. Okay, it's very boring, I understand, to watch the movie for the second time, but that's what you think. Once you watch it, it will not be so boring. Trust me, you will find new things when you watch it again. And you will remember those words and those sentences that you repeatedly watch or repeatedly see, and repeat it. Read it aloud. Repeat the dialogue that they are saying. Say it the way they are saying. And very soon, you will be able to speak like that even in your real life.